Hey, everyone. I just drew a blank.
You should probably.
I got that first part.
You should probably. I wonder if we should say this is Todd and this is Elliot.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Welcome to Two Designers Walk Into a Bar.
A place where pop culture creatives
Discover design icons that make us tick.
and we share a few cocktails in the process.
Yep. Okay. Should we do some reviews, Elliot?
We should.
Let's go to the listener mailbag, Elliot.
Let's.
You've got mail.
How many do you want to do?
I say we do all of them.
Okay. All right. Well, you start, and then I'll do one. We can ping pong back and forth if you want.
Yeah. So, hey guys, we wanted to give a shout out to some of our listeners who have been leaving us reviews in various places online. And, we just want to ask, podcasts live and die by reviews. And if you are listening and you have not yet left us a review, could you please do that for us? We're nice. You tend to like us, I think, because you're listening to us right now. And we'll go ahead and we'll send you something nice like a sticker.
That's right.
Okay.
Or a baby tiger.
What? You have a baby tiger? Let's just say a sticker. Then if we send the tiger, like if you're expecting a sticker and the sticker happens to be in like a crate with air holes.
Yeah.
We probably were able to track down a tiger.
There you go. Okay, good on you for that one.
Okay. Yeah. So we're making no promises, but hey, hope springs eternal.
All right.
Kind of like our podcast episodes themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first we want to read a review from our buddy AJ Stallings. Quote, "You two are killing it in this podcast. My favorite serious line so far. Take what you do seriously, but do not take yourself seriously. Thank you for bringing us the podcast that us creatives didn't know we needed so badly. Keep up the great work." Well, thank you, AJ.
Yeah, and I was going to say that. Thank you, AJ, for recognizing the work that we put into the podcast, and thanks for listening. Keep the comments coming. And here's one from little Jake Tennyson, who says, "Two Designers is just that. Two designers who love to talk design. I like the laid-back atmosphere. Nobody is trying to sound smarter than anyone else, which in turn keeps the conversation grounded."
Well, we both happen to know Jake, and he knows both of us. So he, I think, is very aware that neither of us are in a contest to sound particularly smart.
That's right. So there really is no contest there. We both have been disqualified.
Disqualified? There you go, Jake.
Okay.
All right, I have another one here from the old mailbag. Quote, "This is the designers podcast that even non-designers can enjoy. Equal parts pop culture, shop talk, and dry wit. Goes down smooth every time." And that is from our buddy Brian Coe.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, that's what we were trying to do. We were trying really hard to go down smooth every time.
Okay, we have another one from our buddy Dan, okay? So he says, "The episodes in this series are incredibly entertaining and funny. Anyone, whether a creative person, lover of pop culture, or both, can learn a lot about the amazing history of what we consume and why. The chemistry between Elliot and Todd is excellent. This series definitely deserves your attention. If you love good old European humor, you will embrace Elliot's jokes immediately. Stop reading and start listening." And that's from a native European who now lives in the U.S., Dan Braovic. And Dan, thank you. You might appreciate my humor, but I've actually traveled in Europe and they tend not to.
Yeah, you had me up until then, Dan, when you mentioned Elliot's European humor. So that's good. We appreciate your kind words, and thank you for listening. Keep listening. All right, got another from the listener mailbag from our drinking buddy Jackie Wells that says, quote, "I'm loving the podcast. Aside from the elevator music that will now be running on a loop in my brain for the next 2 weeks, I'm really enjoying the rapport and jokes between Elliot and Todd. It really feels like I just walked into a cocktail hour or small dinner party and struck up a conversation with the two of you. It's a welcome break from the highly scripted / commercial type podcast I've been consuming. I love the light jabs the hosts trade. This just feels like something that I would say to my husband or best friend. I guess I'm missing these types of real conversations where friends would casually get together and laugh about an idea, then pivot and laugh about each other.
Well, if there's one thing we all like to laugh about, it's one another. Certainly on this podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing we've done is to make fun of ourselves, huh?
Absolutely. Well, I think the easiest thing for me is just to make fun of you. All right. Hey, we have another one here from our buddy Matt Porter. Have you heard the expression, a face made for radio? Well, this is radio audible show made for TV. The amount of effort that has gone into the format of the website and the quality of the audio portion defies belief. Did these two men inherit a bunch of money? The answer there is no, by the way. No. Did these two men inherit a bunch of money so that they could spend their entire lives just making this thing? This show is far more than a podcast or a blog. It's an event space. Listen with a website up on your phone or tablet to get the whole experience.
Wow. Thank you, Matt. Are you sure you were listening to our podcast?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was listening to.
That's great, though. Man, that makes us sound pretty cool.
Okay. Well, speaking of sounding cool, let's keep the accolades rolling in.
Okay, here we go. All right, here's one from our buddy Troy Tyner that says, quote, the perfect combination of insight and nonsense. Should rename it Cliff and Norm Walk Into a Bar. Well done.
So which one of us is a loudmouth know-it-all and which one of us is the portly, witty fellow?
Well, I think we know the answer to the first question, right?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Norm, I'm going to read another quote.
Ouch. Go ahead.
All right, this is from our buddy Andy Kurtz. So Andy says, Elliot and Todd are your best friends who also happen to be awesome and insightful designers, providing illuminating convos. I assume that means conversations. But I don't know. I'm not hip on all the.
It could be Converse sneakers. It could be Converse sneakers.
Oh
maybe.
Yeah, those were great.
We don't provide those, but that
yeah,
would be
no.
cool
But if you want to wear them while listening to our podcast, we're not gonna.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't tell you what to do. Anyway, illuminating convos about a number of things. Keep up the good work, youngins.
Thank you, Andy. Here's one from Terry Marks. Two designers walk into a bar is welcome fun when so much is not. It's filled with delight, things you forgot you loved, insight, conviviality, and yes, real knowledge all wrapped up in what I can only call persistent joy. Terry, thank you for using the word conviviality in your review of our podcast, and we appreciate your kind words.
I just like to use the word joy.
I call it persistent joy. Thank you. That's a great way.
That would also be a good band name.
That would be, yeah.
Hey, I have another one here. Okay, this is from Andy Matthews. Speaking as a consumer of design and a connoisseur of nostalgia. So this is top shelf if he's a connoisseur. Okay, white glove treatment here.
Yep.
This podcast is a well-versed look into some of the elements that make iconic design through history, well, iconic. Two gentlemen, well, he obviously doesn't know either of us.
Yeah.
Two gentlemen with decades of experience in the graphic design world give us a witty deep dive into some of the greatness that graced our lunchboxes and album covers throughout time. Good listen for anyone with an ear or two. Yeah.
Thank you.
With 3
Thank
years,
you, sir.
3 years, we're not going to do it.
That's right. No, so if you are Van Gogh or anyone else with 2 ears, we're probably a really good fit for you. And here's one from Austin Jaffe. These guys know how to party. Pairs well with a long drive and loneliness. Not sure how to take that, but okay, thanks. Perfect combination of wit, sarcasm, and intellect. This podcast welcomes a photographer into the world of design and marketing, parallel to his own. Great job, guys.
Woohoo! Thanks, Austin.
Thanks, Austin.
Long Drive and Loneliness. I think that would be the album name of Persistent Joy. Yeah.
I think that's what we were. Long Drive and Loneliness was the original title for this podcast.
It was. Absolutely. All right. Hey, I think I have one more. I'm reaching into the very bottom of the mailbag, and I'm feeling one scrap of paper left here. Okay. Charles and Ray, Rick and Tina, Lloyd and Harry. Merge these dynamic duos together, and you get the brain trust which powers this podcast. Elliot and Todd illuminate, educate, and entertain on the vast stream of pop culture and design. Grab your Campbell's cans and listen in. It's well worth the price of admission. That's from Brandon Goldsworthy. So,
thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, you should also grab some string, I guess, if you're going to grab the Campbell's cans. And I guess the
That's
Campbell's
right.
cans should be empty, right?
Yeah, otherwise it's going to be probably a mess first.
Yeah.
And he's right. It is well worth the price of admission.
It is. But if anyone wants to buy some stuff from us or just make a general donation, a little nod of financial support, we are not going to turn you down.
Exactly. Hi, while we have your attention, if you want to learn more about us and the podcast, there are a few ways to do it.
Visit our website at twodesignerswalkintoabar.com. All of that is spelled out. No numbers.
Kind of a long URL, so do yourself a favor and bookmark it. Once you're there, you can find links to more information about the subjects in this episode, our episode archive, and information about both of us.
Wait, we do want people to visit, right?
Well, and look for us on social media. You can find those links on our website as well.
And while we're at it, if you have a friend who you feel will dig on our rambling,
tell him or her what we're up to.
While we can't guarantee that they will remain your friend, we can guarantee that they will listen to at least 30 seconds of whatever episode you send them the link to.
That's being a little shameless.
And speaking of being shameless, it wouldn't be a proper ask if we didn't mention that if you like what you hear, you can also make a donation via our website. We have a Nigerian prince handling all transactions for us.
In fact, he told us to mention that we have stickers to mail to anyone who donates $10 or more. Are we done?
We're done.
We're done.